What's going on, my Central Unit Galaxy? Is the Central Man here. So this is my review of WandaVision Series 1 Episode 6. The title of this episode is called All New Halloween Spooktacular. A Halloween episode in February. This episode is another good one. You could tell the last two episodes of WandaVision, you could tell there is some consistency building up this story so far in this show. Before we get to the major plot and the minor plot of this episode, the major plot is basically the Halloween episode, and the minor plot is the stuff with Sword, Monica, Darcy, Wu. And this addressed the advert of this episode. There was a kid surrounded in an island, very hungry, and then you got a shark holding like a surfboard, wearing a pair of sunglasses, said about like he's been eating magic yo or yo magic, and then giving the boy the yogurt, and then he couldn't open the lid of the yogurt and he simply died of hunger. Wow, that was so dark, you know. And I think the rating of the show is 12 plus, you know. I think it was 15 plus. I don't know. It could be 15, rated 15 or 12A, but seeing that advert, it was animated, you know, seeing a boy, getting basically couldn't open basically a pot of yogurt, I think it's called Yo Magic, and dying because he couldn't open the pot of yogurt, and he's sadly wasted away, he's died of starvation. Wow, that's a bit cold-blooded, man. You know, how they got away with that. Anyway. So let's get to the major plot of this episode. Yeah, like I said, the name of the title is called An All New Halloween Spooktacular. By the time this video is recorded, we're nearly the end of February, going into March. So the sitcom WandaVision is now going into because the last episode is like late 80s, early 90s. This is like late 90s, late 90s, early 2000s, sorry. And this is basically a parody of Malcolm in the Middle. It's like, they did a reference or doing a parody of Malcolm in the Middle? Fuck yeah, I like that show when I was a kid. You got Tommy and Billy. I think they're portraying the role as Malcolm. Basically Malcolm is a character, he talks to himself, And then you got like Wanda. I think basically Wanda's in the Lois's role, and then Vision is in the Hal role. Bryan Cranston's character that really put him on the map. Anyway, and then you got I don't know about Petro. I'm gonna call him Peter at this moment. You got Petro's Aaron Taylor Johnson's version of Quicksilver. This is Evan Peters' Quicksilver from Day of Futures Past, Apocalypse, and Dark Phoenix. I'm gonna call him Peter, not Pedro. Yeah, I don't want to get into it. So there were references, with really the throwback Wanda and Vision's costume. And basically, it was basically the really reference to the first comics of it's called Vision, the Vision and the Scarlet Witch. If you can probably find it on the internet. I think you can tell it's like the costume go back into these very old school Marvel comics from whether it's from 60s, 70s, or even 80s. I'm not 100% sure. And then you got Quicksilver with his costume, and also the boys got powers now. I think they are now called Speed and Wicked. Tommy's got Speed. He's basically the younger version of Peter or Pedro. And that's Tommy. And Billy's got Wanda's powers, so he's Wicked. So basically, Vision is basically trying to do he's pretending like he's undercover, stopping crime, because in Halloween you do get dickheads, throwing eggs, causing shit, I think but in reality, he's still investigating what's going on in this Westview universe. So, also there was you could tell it's Malcolm in the Middle-esque because if you watch the show, they always do like flashbacks. they did a flashback when I'm gonna call him Peter at this point. Peter and Wanda, they were basically trick or treating in Sokovia as little, children, and you got this old lady give them a fish, and in Sokovian says share, and you know, and no, the boys guessing what Wanda's dressing. I think Tommy or Billy says one of them said about. I think it was Tommy said about like older Red Riding Hood, and said said that is what was it Pedro. I'm gonna call him Peter at this point. So Peter says about that's lame. You know. Anyway, so he really give him basically Wanda give permission to have Peter trick or treating along with the boy. Said about and Wanda said to Peter, I'm not gonna call him Petro because it's not Aaron Taylor Johnson. You know, everyone has a title of opinions, but anyway, Wanda tells Peter that any funny business, I'm gonna turn you into a pickle herring. So you got people are now trick or treating. I'm guessing there was kids in it because in the end of the last episode, Vision said about where's all the kids. Every time I go to my work, there was no kids. And now we've got kids, and then you got Herb dressed up like Frankenstein. And then you got Peter and I think it was Tommy or Billy basically stealing other kids' candies / sweets. We call it sweets in England. Americans call it candy. But they stealing all the candy, smashing up the jack-o'-lanterns, and spraying spraying every people with silly strings. With the strings. And also he said about talking about Vision's undercover, and Herb said to Wanda, Vision's not in undercover, and you can tell Vision is looking to still investigate what's going on in Westworld. Oh, is it Westview? Westworld. Okay. Jesus Christ, Westview. I'm trying to say. Anyway, then you got Vision. So I think it was Agnes with putting up some Halloween decorations. I think it was a ghost, and there was a tear in her eye. You could tell she's under Wanda's spell, and Vision suddenly saw people just basically standing still. I'm guessing Wanda stopped time. Oh, by the way, before in the beginning and really the beginning scene of the episode, Peter. I'm gonna call him Peter, not Pedro. Peter basically guessing why is Vision's dressed like. Was it a bugger? Was it a shark horn? When Vision says about Mexican wrestler, you had Wanda said about say something in Spanish, my gusto, something like that. I don't speak Spanish, and then funny part that Vision says chili con carne. If you don't know what chili con carne is, it's chili. It's a dish. It's very funny. Vision is a robot. Because he can build to speak every language because he's a robot. He's like a human walking Google Translate. But he's just saying chili con carne. That was a bit funny. If there was something in wrestling, I think Vision will get a part of that. Anyway, Vision saw Agnes. He's investigating people's, stand freezed in time, animated, suspended, whatever that shit is called. He's saw Agnes dressing like a witch, and he basically do the same thing what they did to Norm. Basically talk him out of that Wanda trance, he's not, he's the person outside of Westview. Said about Vision, you're dead. You're part of the Avenger. And Vision says, I am Vision. I was an Avenger. Yeah, you can tell he doesn't remember how being. I think he doesn't remember being dead. And he said about I need to see people outside of Westview. And I said to Vision, no one leaves. Wanda not allowed to talk about it. Wanda is not letting us to talk about it. And basically, Agnes laughed like a wicked witch, I don't know what's a reference to. It's reference to the Wicked Witch of the West from The Wizard of Oz, and then, she basically, Vision kind of touches her mind again, basically turning back to Agnes from the sitcom, not Agnes from the but outside of Westview. Before, oh yeah, and also think, oh yeah, the funny part on this episode, not funny part, but there's one scene like, I think they passed the cinema. You had Wanda, Peter, not Pedro, and the boys, Billy and Tommy. And Peter said to Wanda, "I can't believe we have to give all back the candy." And Wanda says, "I can't believe you're a bad influence to our son." And they said about, both said about, where's your accent? Where's yours? Like if you watch Age of Ultron in, the 2015 Avengers, the second movie of the Avengers, they speak in a Eastern European accent. Yeah, they come from Sokovia, Pedro, and Wanda. Now, like, they're speaking in American accents. I think, like, Wanda, I think she ditched the American accent in Infinity War. Because you happen in real life, because if you live in America that long, or any type of country, you end up losing your old accent and gaining a new accent. So, that could be the reason. So, anyway, so Vision managed to basically got out of the Westview fence. What's it called? The hex is called. And suddenly Vision is breaking apart, and he's, like, completely disappearing. That confirms that Vision is dead. He's dead. He's dead since Infinity War. He's been dead since 2018. So Tommy, see Vision like you see like a Vision, seeing Vision dying. Vision. Anyway, so he run towards Wanda. Something about her dad is dying, and basically, and also Wanda. Peter asked Wanda about how Wanda started this. Wanda says, "I don't know how I started it," and she saw images really saw a vision of Peter, not Pedro, completely lifeless and bullet stains around his shoulder area, because they did reference he got killed in the crossfire in Sokovia in Age of Ultron. I said in two previous episodes, I think Wanda is the only the character of the Marvel universe, to went through hell and back. Thor is okay. I think Thor's kind of like got over it. He's got friends. With Valkyrie and the characters from Ragnarok. And also with the Guardians of the Galaxy. Thor was getting over it. Soon could be married to Jane Foster, that's my predictions for Thor 4, Love and Thunder. That'll be next year. Anyway, so that's proof that Vision is dead. So, and also Peter took a jab towards Wanda about Vision cannot die twice. Wanda blasts Peter, not Pedro. I will never believe that they change up. I'm not a big fan of Aaron Taylor Johnson as Quicksilver, Pedro. Never buying into it in Age of Ultron. It kind of pissed me off in that movie. That's just me. Anyway, so he blasts him. You can tell it's Wanda's losing her mind. And basically, she cast a spell. Instead, she kind of locked the barricade. And unfortunately, she expanded the barricade. I'll get to talk about more a bit later on. So that's kind of like the end. Vision, instead of disappearing and died, he kind of saved him. So let's set up the 7th episode. It's called Breaking the Fourth Wall. I'll get to that episode review of episode 7 of WandaVision next time. Anyway, let's get to the minor plot of the show. That is basically, Sword, Monica, Darcy, Wu. So basically, Hayward basically kicked Monica out of this mission because something about like going soft, something about like he's a dickhead. I'm sorry, he is a dickhead. Never liked the character. he just came off generic. He's just a generic guy, represent the company. He's a guy, suits and tie. Darcy basically took a jab towards Hayward. He was the guy. He said about he's the guy almost being murdered by his murder squad. Darcy fucking like Kat Dennings, man. She is a good character. So, and Hayward says, "Do you work with me?" Darcy says, "I don't know. She's with me." Basically Hayward's plan is basically killing Wanda. Basically kill her. Monica said about she is not just the problem, she could be a solution. Something about like, Monica said to Hayward, don't get that, don't talk about don't use that 5 years. Something about the blip or something. And Hayward said to Monica, you with Carol Danvers, help with Carol Danvers. I don't know, I haven't saw Captain Marvel, the movie. I do not know. That must be her mother. And speaking of her with her mother, Hayward took a low blow jab towards Monica. I'm glad you weren't there when your mum dies. That is fucking low blow. I want to see that guy getting his comeuppance. So basically they escort Monica, Darcy, and Wu out. I'm guessing they're kicked out. Wu kicked the members of Sword Guard's ass. It's the first time we saw a fight scene in the show so far. Monica and Wu beat the crap out of the Sword Guards dressed up in their outfits, and they're going to that like this area with the computers, and they're trying to find a way to get into the Westview comedy. And Darcy said to Monica, you can't. Something about like your blood basically your blood cells kind of like messed up or rearrange. I don't know. It's not a Danny Phantom reference, I don't know what's going to happen until I review. I'm also watching review episode 7. So basically, Wu and Monica, they drive a car going to the force field, trying to get into the Westview comedy. Darcy was doing some research, what's going on. They had a tracking device on Vision. I don't know if they're going to kill Vision or kill Wanda. I think they're going to do here's my prediction. I think they're going to kill Vision in the Westview, because Wanda could turn this comedy into a drama, and Wanda, that can really snap Wanda, and Wanda can really, I don't know what they're going to do. I think something about in the scene with, with Hayward and Monica said about if they tend to do that, it might destroy Westview universe. They could destroy the real world, if they tend to do that, I want to see Hayward get his comeuppance. Hayward said, what are you supposed to do? Surrender with that. So, and also, basically, Darcy was basically looking at what Hayward's doing. He basically said, Hayward, you sneaky bastard. Fucking like that character. Like him in Thor 1. Like him on the show. I think I watched Thor 2 a long time ago, but I have to wait until I review that movie, because so far I'm on the middle. We're on the first movie of Phase 2. That is Iron Man 3. You have to wait until probably this weekend. Stay tuned for that. Anyway, so basically, when Vision basically was disappearing, Darcy run towards Vision. I think she got arrested. Someone handcuffed Darcy on the front of the car, and then all of a sudden, when Wanda kind of expands the universe, the Westview universe, everyone got absorbed into it, including Darcy. And Darcy said, "Oh fuck!" I almost say, "Oh fuck." I don't know I think there's some swearing in it. I'm guessing it's a 15. That's my predictions. It's got to be a 15. It's not 12. I think Disney don't want to risk to piss off the hardcore Marvel fans. People fans are watching the movies. They want to see some swearing in it. They don't want to doing pushing the envelope too soon, because this is a TV show, not a movie. Movie can totally get away with it, because it's uncut. Anyway, the Sword Guards, basically, they were turning into, you can tell there's going to be a circus thing, people are turning into clowns and mimes. Darcy, I don't know what Darcy's going to be like, because when Monica go into the sitcom, She was no longer Monica, she was Geraldine. I don't know how Darcy's character is going to be. I don't want to see Darcy's character getting killed off, in my opinion. Because if Darcy gets killed off in this show, I guess she's not going to appear in the new Thor movie from next year. Because everyone knows, like, Natalie Portman's going to be in it. I guarantee, I don't think Selvig's going to be in it. Who knows, fingers crossed. You know, I watch movies trying to predict, keep it a secret, who's going to be in it or not. Like, look at WandaVision. They're guessing who's in it, who's not in it. Anyway, the universe is kind of expanded. Hayward managed to get out of there. You imagine like Hayward being in it. He's gonna be a villain. I can see Darcy being the villain. Darcy be a wacky character, a zany character in the sitcom, or even like Hayward being this character. He'll be like a rival character of a sitcom. So yeah, this episode, it's kind of like Malcolm in the Middle-esque. It's not enough characters to portray the characters. If they had like 6 people, I don't know. I think Petro's in the role as Reese, not Francis. I think Francis is a little bit mature. I can't remember. It's been a long time I watched Malcolm in the Middle. Billy and Tommy's in the role as Malcolm. I think one is a bit cooler, a little bit, maybe Dewey. I don't know. It's been a long time I watched Malcolm in the Middle. So, I think the next episode, or even the future episodes, they need to do the Big Bang Theory, a reference of the Big Bang Theory, man. If they tend to do that, fuck yeah, man. I don't know which one's gonna be. I don't know if they're gonna do a Big Bang Theory parody. Hope they do a Stranger Things parody. I go, fuck yeah, man. That'll be good to see. Imagine like Wanda in the role as 11, and then doing the stuff with the nosebleed, and she can tell because 11 can kill somebody. In one scene in the early episodes of the first season of Stranger Things, she snapped that dude's neck with her own powers. She can really do that, Wanda. We have to wait and find out. So yeah, that was the end. That was the end of WandaVision Series 1, Episode 6. It was a good episode. I think number 5, so far, in my opinion, number 5 is the best one so far. This is in the middle. I'll probably do like ranking the episodes to best to worst in the future after I watch all the episodes of WandaVision. I'm guessing it's 10 episodes. I think they're gonna end it in March, so we haven't got long left. So we've got about 6 episodes, actually 7. I think we've got 4 or 3 episodes. So we've got about 10 or 11 episodes in the whole season. So I don't know if they're gonna do series 2 or not. You have to wait and find out if they're gonna renounce their roles, depending if Vision's still alive or Wanda's still alive. You got to wait and find out. So anyway, hope you enjoyed my review of WandaVision Series 1, Episode 6 review, all new Halloween Spooktacular. Leave your thoughts and comments below, smash the like button, and subscribe to the Central Man Network on YouTube for more videos, more wrestling videos, MCU videos, moral videos, watch all my 6 episodes of WandaVision, 1 to 5 so far, soon to be 6. And all my reviews of the Phase 1 of the MCU movies. The start this weekend. We're on the first movie of Phase 2. My review of Iron Man 3, that'll be this weekend. Stay tuned for that. And subscribe. And also, I do a lot of game streams. So, yeah, I'll do, so this month, going into March, I'm playing really playing some Avengers. Stay tuned for that for, game streams and more. And this is Essential Man officially signing out. Check you later.